Hello, guys, and welcome. I've literally just read this, and this is a bit of a breaking story, and that is that Southampton are now prepared to sack Ralph Hasenhuttl. Now, we all know, obviously, that things have not been going well for Southampton. They obviously got beat again today, 4-1 by Newcastle, and I think this has been a bit of a long time coming. If I'm honest, this has been happening since maybe last season. I think the way they've played this season, this is probably the worst start to the season compared to maybe other seasons under Ralph Hasenhuttl. Um, I think he's had all the time he's going to get. He's been there, what is it, like 3 years, something now? Close to 3 years. And, I've heard Southampton fans for a while, a couple of years, some Southampton fans have been saying it's just not working. Okay, yeah, they have sold a lot of their players in the past, half of them to Liverpool. And some of the players they've brought in just haven't worked. You look at Adam Armstrong, not really worked. I'd say the only top quality player they've got is James Ward-Prowse. In my opinion, I would say he's the only top quality player they've got. For me, at the moment, he seems to be the only one who has any Premier League quality. People like Shea Adams, he just doesn't get enough goals. Yeah, teamwork can only get you so far. They end up selling Yannick Vestergaard, who was, a great defender. He don't even get a game for Leicester. You look at people like, Elanusi. He came in for big money. He was on loan at Celtic last season because he was that poor for Southampton. And some of them just haven't worked. It just simply has not worked. And, they've got a young goalkeeper. Okay, it's not all his fault, but putting that much pressure on a young goalkeeper to play in the Premier League week in, week out, when he weren't even a regular at Manchester City. He's always been out on loan. It's all just built up and built up and built up to this breaking point now where the board are like, something needs to happen. Because if something doesn't happen, they're going to get relegated. Their form at the minute it's worse than some of the teams that are in the relegation zone. You look at teams like Leicester, who were in the relegation zone up until this weekend. Southampton have been playing worse than them. Look at even teams like Nottingham Forest. Their performances have been a lot better. Okay, yeah, they've lost 5-0, but when you're playing against teams like Manchester City and things like that, you're going to lose by a big margin. And, the signings just haven't worked. Romeo Lavia, no doubt in about 5 years' time, he's going to be a top defensive midfielder for either a team in Europe or maybe even a team in England bigger than Southampton. But yeah, you look at the players they've lost. Højbjerg was a key part of the way Southampton played under Hasenhuttl and even people before him. And to lose him was always going to hurt them. And you think, Ward-Prowse can't do it all by himself. Like I said, they don't get enough goals. People like Theo Walcott, he doesn't get goals anymore. I honestly can't remember the last time Theo Walcott got a goal. So there's all these things like this. And it's all just built up and built up and built up. But the Southampton have said it will either be before the last game or during the World Cup, where they will get rid of Ralph Hasenhuttl. They haven't quite made a decision yet as to when they're going to get rid of him. They just know that it will be either before next weekend, so it could be midweek, could even be tomorrow morning, or it could be during the World Cup. That then gives them at least a month and a half to look for a new manager and to bring a manager in, because they're going to need a manager who's got a bit of experience in the Premier League at fighting relegation, because Southampton fans might not want to hear this, but their form at the minute makes them likely candidates for the drop. I mean, they were likely candidates last season and even the season before that. So it's just been slowly getting worse for Ralph Hasenhuttl, where Southampton have slipped under the radar a little bit as relegation battlers because of other teams. You know, people like Nottingham Forest, Leeds at one point, Leicester, even West Ham at one point were all the way down there. You know, you had Everton in it last season as well. So, you know, bigger name teams were all there, but so was Southampton. No one really paid too much attention to it. And yeah, like I said, it has been coming, and it's just a case now of when, not if, which is obviously a shock. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you did enjoy, leave a like. Please subscribe for more like this. Anyway, guys, see you soon.